Hi everybody. So I have some information for you about PACT in lieu of our March 25th class. And I thought that I'd start out with talking about how the stuff is scored because there were some questions about what counts. So we're going to have a series of videos. This first one is going to be how PACT is scored and if you fail a task or more than one task. And so this is how everything works. And so this is actually what we wrote to the commissions, telling them what we were going to be doing. So it's part of the documentation for the program. And so you can see the first standard is, what's the process to remediate students who don't initially pass. And so a fail is if you fail one task or you receive more than 2 level 1 ratings across the different rubrics and different tasks. And so here's kind of just the overview. And you can pause this at any time. I'm not going to read this to you, but you can pause the screen anytime and take a look and stop and read if you like. But so you know that there's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different tasks, and it tells exactly what parts could be resubmitted, if any. And so notice though that the daily reflections cannot be revised. So if you don't pass that reflection section, which is one of the things I'll be talking about today, that is a redo of all of PACT. Unless of course you just forgot to upload them, which may be a possibility. And so this kind of gives you just that whole kind of at a glance about what parts of which of those tasks could be resubmitted if you failed a task. And so, I'm trying to navigate all this here. One of the things that I wanted also to let you know is that everyone who does not pass one teaching event, the entire PACT gets double scored automatically. So your passing, or I should say, or if you do not pass a section, it's not just based on one person's evaluation. Any one person who fails, an evaluator who fails in the rubric for a person, that one automatically goes and gets double scored by someone else who's a trained calibrator. And so the only way that it will not pass is if the second scorer agrees that the candidate failed more than one task or earned more than 2 level 1 ratings across tasks. And then if there's disagreement between those scores, there's actually a third person that's brought in. So it's not taken lightly, the decision to fail someone on their PACT. And so if you do, then you will be notified individually. This says you'll meet individually with the Director of Field Placements or the Single Subject Program Coordinator, but actually we've replaced that with the PACT Coordinator, which is Marilyn. And she will go over the details on the PACT Score Report. You'll see everything, absolutely everything about your PACT, all evaluators' comments and everything. So that's, you're not going to be going into this blindly in case you do not pass. And so you'll also be given time to do this. Now, if it's a simple thing, you could probably get it done in 2 or 3 days. If it's something more extensive, like redoing your entire PACT, we do give you an entire semester, and there is a course that you can sign up with that helps you with that throughout that semester. Oops, too far. However, it says if the candidate does not pass the performance assessment a second time, the candidate will not be recommended for a credential. And so that's something that we've never had to do, but obviously we have those provisions in place, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Also, again, here's a section that you can read up on and take a look. I'm not going to read it to you, but there is an appeal process and rescoring procedure available. So you might want to just pause this for a moment and take a look. So this again, and what I want to reinforce with you is why we can't give you a whole lot of guidance, because this is a document that details what we can and cannot do for you in regard to supporting you in finishing your PACT. And so again, here's a time you can pause, take a look. I'm really good at this offering emotional support. You can count on me for that. I should have you guys all call out at the same time, what do you need to get on your PACT? What score? You all should have said 2. And again, the PACT website has these resources for you, making good choices, the videotaping procedures, and this thinking behind the rubrics is for the faculty assessors. I don't think it's a very helpful document, otherwise I'd share it with you, but I think it's actually more confusing and I don't use it as an evaluator, so I don't want to muddy the waters with that. The biggest thing is just when you go through PACT, you answer the questions thoroughly, and so that's something to be thinking about and planning for. Let's see, and the rest is just some information that we wrote to the Commission about what we're doing with PACT. And we do have identified boundaries between acceptable and unacceptable support. Okay, so again here, this acceptable form of support, that's what some of the later videos will be doing. You know, and these are all things that we've been talking about throughout the program. And so these are not new things that you've never seen before, never done before. This is really just the final culminating assessment of what you're being asked to show that you know. And so asking probing or clarifying questions that encourage candidates to deepen their analysis of and reflection of the artifacts, commentary prompts, and that. You know, I joke around and I say you need a 2, but it is smart to go for the 3 or the 4 and give yourself that breathing room and be using that language of the rubrics, which I'll talk about in the next video. And so again, here are some of the things I can't do for you. I can't tell you what to put and choose for your curriculum materials. I can't analyze the artifacts for you or offer alternative responses. I can't suggest changes to what you're turning in. I can't provide intensive coaching for people, and I also can't help you edit that. So, but these are things that you all can do together. I haven't seen anything that says you can't seek other people to help you with that, and I think you guys would really benefit from maybe even having, you know, 2 or 3 of your peers take a look at your stuff and do kind of like a little workshop around it just to give you some more ideas. Okay, so this is the first video. This is just meant to give you a framework. Come back and look at this if you're getting nervous about not passing, but I think you guys, with the proper time and preparation devoted to this, should be fine. So we'll be on to the next video.